Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 13, Text 14. Tamstan vipannan sahitatra tatra vihaya chatam parigriha satah avartate thvapi na kaschiratra viradhmana paramupaiti yogam. Tantan, Tantan, all of them, vipanna, embarrassed in various ways, the living being, he suddenly, tatra tatra, here and there, vihaya, giving up, jatam, those who are newly born, parigriha, the king, sanatana, the living being, searching for his own interests, avartate, wanders in this forest, adya, even until now, not Kashtir, any of them, Atra, here in this forest, a hero, Atma, of the path of material life, Param, the ultimate end, Vaidi, yes, Yoga, the process of the devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So don't take over. Take over.
It's not like every day. It's shaking. Why?
So without this is better.
Without that, it is even more possible.
Better buy this week.
What?
This is his laptop.
It's like also saying.
Translation purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. My dear King, on the forest path of material life, first the person is bereft of his father and mother, and after their death, he becomes attached to his newly born children. In this way, he wanders on the path of material progress and is eventually embarrassed. Nonetheless, no one knows how to get out of this even after the moment of death. Please repeat, my dear King, on the forest path of material life, first the person is bereft of his father and mother, and after their death, he becomes attached to his newly born children. In this way, he wanders on the path of material progress and is eventually embarrassed. Nonetheless, no one knows how to get out of this, even after the moment of death. In this material world, family life is an institution of sex. Yanmaitunadi Kramedi Sukam. 7945 Bhagavatam. Through sex, the father and mother beget children, and the children get married and go down the same path of sexual life. After that, the father and mother, the children get married and beget their own children. Thus, generation after generation, these things go on in the same way without anyone attaining liberation from the embarrassment of material life. No one accepts the spiritual process of knowledge and renunciation, which end in Bhakti Yoga. Actually, human life is meant for jnana and vairagya, knowledge and renunciation. Through this, one can attain the platform of devotional service. Unfortunately, in this age, in this age, people in this age avoid the association of liberated persons, sadhu sangha, CC Madhya 2283, and continue their stereotype way of family life. Thus, they are embarrassed by the exchange of money and sex. Om Ajnanatimbrandasya Jnananjanashakaya Chakshurinmritam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruvidam Sri Chaitanya Manovishram Andeham Sri Guru Shri Yuta Paragamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sadvaitam Sarvadam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Sri Radha Krishna Paran Sangalita Sri Vishatam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Rishabhanuste Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatribhyashta Kripas Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaram Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavari Paschati Desatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare. So
You can be careful always response to take from otherwise your future will stop.
So we are back again from last week verse, which was titled "Struggles in Family Life." So this today again is continuing about these family encumbrances, difficulties. So it's like further struggles in family life. So in today's verse, we see how Jada Bharat is explaining to Maharaj Saturana how this cycle is always going on. We get our parents pass away, right? At one point in time in our life. Then we get new family also. You produce children. And then after the children grow older, you ask them to get married, And then after that, you go away and then they have. So this cycle of material existence goes on. In fact, if you see from the beginning of creation, after Karana Dakshai Vishnu, he breathed out countless universes, right? Yashaiva Nishvashita Kala Matavanam Yajivan Tiloma Vidajaya Grantanata Vishnur Mahan Sahi Yasya Kala Viseshu Govindamadi Purusham. From him, millions and millions of universes are coming from the cause, right? And from Karana Dakshai Vishnu, in each universe, Garbha Dakshai Vishnu appears. Right? These are all expansion of Balaram, Sankarashana, right? So Garbha Dakshai Vishnu, from his navel comes Brahma, who does the secondary creation. Primary creation is already done by Karana Dakshai Vishnu. He glances at Prakriti, the Mahatattva, and agitates it. So he agitates now there is no. So, okay. I don't know how much you can hear in the live, but not choice. Mic is not so, the pod in the mic not so well. So anyway, we'll continue. So as I was explaining, from Garbha Dakshai Vishnu, he creates the Brahma, right, from his navel. And Brahma's duty is to populate the entire universe, right? So Brahma first he creates this from his mind, 7 children, the Manasa Putra, Marichi, right, Angiras, Pulaha, Pulastya, Kratu, Vashishta, Atri, 7 of them. They are the Manasa Putras. And then he also creates Swayambhu Manu, the first Manu. So all, and then he tells, please bring forth this creation, further creation, secondary creation. So actually, it's in our DNA to always reproduce population, right? But interestingly, and of course, all the other sons from Marichi came Kashyapa Muni, who married Aditi and Diti. From Aditi, all the Devatas came. He married actually 13 people, 13 daughters of Daksha. Daksha came, there were 60 daughters. 10 were given to Yamaraj, 13 to Kashyapa, 27 to the moon god Soma. So like that, everyone is geared towards producing population. But interestingly, he produced for children, for Kumaras. Right? What is their name? Sanata, Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana. These 4 Kumaras came and they refused to follow the order of the father. They said, no, we are not going to waste our time in this family life, producing children. And they were supposed to be also like Prajapatis. We renounce from this. We only want to focus on the Supreme Lord and meditate. So from the sons of Brahma, we can see that there are various potency. The Kumaras, they are the Jnana Yoga. Of course, they are also great devotees, Bhakti Yoga, but they show the Jnana aspect of devotion. The Bhakti aspect of devotion, the Bhakti aspect is from Narada, Devarishi Narada. So then after that, the father got very angry that why you are not following my orders. And so we know from Shastra that one should not disobey the orders of the father, right? In fact, one of the important aspects of Rama's incarnation is to show that we should obey the orders of the father. Because in Treta Yuga itself, the order people are not following them. So Rama came to show how he was following his father's order and going to the forest. Right? So father's word and guru's word is of highest importance. Unless those words are against the ultimate goal of life, which is to Save Pumso Paro Dharma Yato Bhakti Radokshate, to develop bhakti for Supreme Lord Krishna. So in this case, when Kumaras rejected the order of father, they were not wrong. So they did not want to get into this family entanglement because family life is mainly this thing. Right? It is spoken by Prahlad Maharaj. My dear friends, O sons of demon, it is certain that no one bereft of knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been able to liberate himself from the material bondage at any time or any country. So nobody is able to relieve themselves without the knowledge of the Krishna consciousness. Rather, those bereft of knowledge of the Lord are bound by material laws. They are actually addicted to sense gratification. So this is the position of everyone here. We all are searching after sense gratification. And their target is women. Indeed, they are actually playthings in the hand of attractive women. So we are always planning how to expand our sense gratification. Right? Even though we may renounce and go to the forest to meditate, even there also you can get addicted to sense gratification. Who is the example? Bharat Maharaj is dear. Saubhari Muni. Of course, he offended the Vaishnava, Garuda. He was so secluded, he was staying underwater. And seeing the sex life, sense gratification of the fishes, he fell down, right? So in order to enjoy sense gratification, he came out and he met the king Mandata. Who is Mandata? Mandata is the king who comes in the line of Vivaswan. So we are talking about the 7th Manu now. Just earlier we were talking about Swayambhu Manu, first Manu. Now we are in the time of Vaivasvata Manu. Vaivasvata Manu is the 7th Manu. His father is Vivaswan, the sun god. Yeah. So this Vaivasvata Manu, in his line, comes the king Mandata. Right. So actually very important to note that when Vaivasvata Manu had a son, Vikupshi, very powerful son. He was Vikupshi means very strong, very powerful arms, very broad shoulder. So one day what happened? So not Vaivasvata Manu's son. Vaivasvata Manu's son is Ikshvaku, right? So Lord Ram is coming in the lineage of Ikshvaku Kula. So Ikshvaku had a son called Vikupshi, and Vikupshi, he was one day, they were doing Shraddha ceremony. So you see, when the person has departed, they used to do Shraddha. So they asked, because Kshatriyas, they used to sacrifice sometimes the animal in the forest. Of course, their sacrifice is different from what we are thinking. The animal gets rebirth and higher birth. So he told the son, go to the forest, get some sacrifice, like a deer or something. So this person went there, and he took the rabbit, and he also he started to eat the rabbit. After eating the rabbit, he fell asleep inside and didn't come back. And Vashishta was the Kula Guru, from those days, from Ikshvaku's time. Vashishta is the Kula Guru of Rama's dynasty, and Vashishta got very angry. How come this guy has done such a sinful activity? Instead of doing for the Shraddha, he is eating. So they cursed him that you don't come back to the kingdom. You're not fit to come back and rule. And like that, the father also eventually Ikshvaku renounced himself, went to the forest. So after that, the king Vikupshi came back again, and his name becomes Sasada. Sasa means rabbit. Sasada means one who eat the rabbit. So he was ruling the kingdom. So anyway, why I'm telling this, because I'm coming to Mandata. Then after Sasada was ruling, he had a son called Kakutsta. So this name Kakutsta very important. Why? Because sometimes Lord Ram is known as Kakutsta. So Kakutsta means what it means. Kaku means the bull. The bull has a hum. So that is the Kaku. So one day, what happens is whenever the demigods have difficulty in the fighting with demons, always they have trouble with demons. Whenever demigods have problems with the demons, they will ask the Ikshvaku Kula kings to come and help. So this time Indra came and asked Kakutsta, come and help me. So Kakutsta say, you come, I will help you, provided you become a bull. When you become the bull, I will sit on you. When I sit on you, I can fight the demons more better. And Indra was very proud. He said, no, how can I become a bull for you? I cannot be your carrier. Then Vishnu told Indra, you will defeat the demons like that. So he became a bull. So he said, of course he has another name, something Jaya. So he sat on the bull, and because he sat on the hum of the bull, the Kakutsta means sit down. He became Kakutsta. And he defeated the demons, and he was so famous in the dynasty. And because of the name Kakutsta, Rama is getting the name Kakutsta. So even at the time of death, let's say you remember the name Kakutsta, you will go back to God. You see? So we must know, we think that why is it important to know all these names and dynasties and all? Somehow, because it's connected. Nirmande Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Yuktate. Right? It's somehow connected. Iharasya Harir Dasya is connected to Krishna. Everything related to Krishna is also Krishna consciousness. So in that line of Kakutsta is coming the king Mandata. So why I'm talking about Mandata? Because I'm talking about this point, right? They are actually addicted to sense gratification and target is women. I'm talking about Saubari Rishi here. Saubari Rishi, he went, again, as new people are here, he went to the forest to meditate, underwater, under the Yamuna river. And he was so attracted by the sense gratification of fishes, not even women. Can you imagine how powerful the sex life is? It's all pervading. Even in the water, you can fall down. So I was talking, in the Kakutsta dynasty line, there is coming a king called Mandata. In Mandata, his mother passed away. So he had no mother's milk to drink, right? So what happened? Indra came, and Indra gave him his thumb. You drink from my thumb. And from that, the milk came. So when Indra was saying, please drink, that is Mandata. That's how he got his name. So Mandata had several sons. Importantly, he had 50 daughters. And this Savabari Muni came to see the daughters and asked their hand in marriage. So king was very intelligent. The king said that I can allow, because the daughter will not marry. He was looking so ugly, very old. If you stay, you see, when you wash your hands, washing pots for 2 hours, your hands all will become wrinkled. Imagine you stay underwater for 12 years. He was there for 12 years. Vishnu Puran said, skin all was slacking. So the king did not want him to marry his daughter. So he said, if any of my daughter are interested in you, let them. They will agree. I will show you to them. If they like you, one of them will like you. They will. So he only asked for one daughter. So I will agree. If they agree, they will take you as husband. So he understood this king don't want me, because that if he comes and not a daughter, the daughter will say no for sure. Who will say yes willingly? So immediately, with mystic power, he became such a handsome, beautiful form, even more handsome that even the celestial women are attracted to that form. What about normal women, right? So he went to see the daughters, and all of them were fighting to enjoy with him, to become their wife, to become the wife, right? And then he expanded. This is the thing. He has yogic powers, Anima, Lagima, Prapti, the Ashtasiddhi, right? But that Ashtasiddhi was used for sense gratification, expanded 50 forms just to enjoy sense gratification, sex pleasure with the wife. Right? So you see how is the position now. So similarly, we are like that. We are expanding our sense gratification every life in various forms. Right? So they are actually addicted to sense gratification, and target is women. That's what we are doing, going after this sex life. Right? So the women is the men is the women. So our expansion is so, so fickle, doing so much. Like Prabhupada said, you're going all the way to the moon. Why not you stay there? You're coming down again. Going to high place and coming down. No, Prabhupada was saying the Russians, they went up to the moon, then they're seeing where is Russia. So when you went so high, also you're still attached to your home. You're attached to that body. Oh, I'm a Russian, I have to see where's Russia, right? Attached to that family there. All because of centered around sex life. Yan maitunadi grihamedi sukham. So this is our expansion. Indeed, they are the playthings in the hands of attractive women, victimized by such conception of life. They become surrounded by children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and thus. So many generations, right? They say if you can see your great-grandchildren, then you have a very successful life, right? And thus they are shackled to the material bondage. Those who are very much addicted to this conception of life are called demons. But Prahlad Maharaj said these are demonic life, because only if centered around sex life. So, but the thing about Subala Rishi, the story doesn't end there. He expanded 50 forms. He was enjoying with his wives, but eventually he understood that whatever he did was fruit, totally wasted of time. Because now, you know what happened? 50 wives. He had 100 children from each wife. That means 5,000 children. So he has to plan so much, to maintain 5,000 children. So unlimited desire. So one day he realized, even if for 1,000 years all my desire is fulfilled, I will have newer desire to fulfill. No? When will this end? I have given up the lotus feet of Krishna and come and wasted my time in this entanglement. Because you have your desire, then you will expect whether the desire will be fulfilled or not. Then you'll be very anxious, right? And when the desire don't get fulfilled, you get krodha, kama krodha, right? From lust comes anger, krodha. Whereas the devotee is different. Because this Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati said that, because my sense gratification is not satisfied, I develop anger. And I show anger to someone who stops that sense gratification, right? The devotees are different. We see what is the sense gratification of Krishna and we go after that. And when we see non-devotees stopping the sense gratification of Krishna, we get angry. We develop krodha. And we preach or we fight like Mahabharata and Ramayana. The Vaishnavas were fighting because the gratification of the Lord was stopped. So kama krodha in Krishna consciousness is not wrong. Is the right use of kama and krodha. Whereas detachment in such things are another kind of attachment. Arjuna's detachment from the battlefield is another attachment. Right? He's trying to attach to Vairagya, but that Vairagya is of no use if it's not connected to Krishna. So now, what happened to Subala Rishi? Even though he gives up that consciousness, so he finally renounces everything, goes to the forest and meditate. And fortunately, because these wives had no other shelter but him, they were very chaste wives, even though they were princesses. They were living in such great luxuries. They gave up everything, went to the forest with the husband and did tapasya, and all of them went back to God. So even a little bit of devotional service can save us. Even after we did so many mistakes, we can come back, right? We know some devotees, right? After many years, they come back. Right? Even myself also, right? Many of us went the wrong way, but we have to practice this Krishna consciousness sincerely. Somehow Krishna will save us. Ajamila, yes. So here Prahlad Maharaj said these are demons. Therefore, although you are sons of demons, keep aloof from such persons and take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, the origin of all demigods. Because the ultimate goal of the devotees Narayana is liberation from the bondage of intellect. Actually, I forgot something. Did I even read the purport? No. See, so yeah, I forgot the purport. 5:14. Yeah. So let's see Prabhupada's purport. Huh? I read. So how did I? Oh yeah, I read. Memory loss. Remembering so many names until forgot. Okay. So yeah, so basically purport was that. Okay. So this is the situation in the family and material life, and we see another sloka from the Bhagavatam. Padastrayo bhahischasan apradhanam ya ashramaha antastrilokyastu paro grahamedyo brihatataha. The spiritual world, which consists of 3/4 of the Lord's energy, is situated beyond this material world, and it is especially meant for those who will never be reborn. Those who are attached to family life and who do not strictly follow celibacy vows must live in the three worlds. So, if we are attached to this sex life, family life, because Grihastha is also in family life, but they are detached from that. Sense gratification. As we saw in the later part of the life of Saubhari Rishi, he was detached, and his wives also became detached, and they were all engaging in the austerity, in worshipping of the Lord. So this is how we should take up this process of Krishna consciousness, as exemplified by Saubhari Rishi. And do not expand in the service of Maya, but expand in the service of Krishna. So how can that happen? How can that happen is if we are only hearing about the Lord. Only if we can hear about the Lord, the motivation will come. Unless you hear about something, then only the inspiration comes to act on that, right? So in the Skanda Puran, we see a verse. This is quoted in the purport of 2936. Yasya smritya cha namo namopya tapo yajna kriyadishu nunam sampurnatam eti sadhyo vande tamachyutam. I offer my obeisances unto him, the infallible, because simply by either remembering him or vibrating his holy name, one can attain the perfection of all penances, sacrifices, or fruitive activities, and this process can be universally followed. So we have to engage in the process of remembering Smaranam and vibrating the holy name. Then all Yasmritya cha namopya. Yasya smarana matrena janma samsara bandhana. Vimunchate namastasme Vishnave Prabha Vishnave. This is in the Vishnu Purana. Yashya Smarana Matrena. By remembering Lord Vishnu. Yashya Smarana Matrena. So all is Bandha. Vimunchate namastasme. Whose name, by remembering whose name, all the bondage of material existence gets destroyed. Janma samsara bandhana, that bandha, that this cycle of repeated birth and death through all these family connections, that will become slackened just by the remembrance of the holy name of the Lord. And also in the same purport, there's a thing called Hari 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 Iti Papani. You see? So what is the meaning of Hari? Is mentioned here. Harir Harati Papani Dushta Chiter Api Smrita. The powerful Lord can purify the devotee of all sinful reaction, just as the sun can sterilize all sorts of infections by its powerful rays. So is it very important. So always we should remember that Supreme Lord Hari. When you wake up in the morning, immediately, why chant? No, Hare Krishna mantra, or chant Hari, 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 Hari. Or chant Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev. Then offer obeisances to our Guru Parampara, Prabhupada. Like then we should, when we just go back, when we just get up, we should think like that. And when, let's say, even when you go to sleep, worship the Lord, see some image of the Lord, chant His name, chant Pranam Mantra to Prabhupada, then go ahead and sleep. Because the more we can always remember Krishna, then the more we will not be taking birth in this material existence, as spoken by Kunti Devi. Srinvata Shraddhaya Nityas Grinata Swata Chetisam Kalena Ati Dirgena Bhagavan Rishato Hridi. Just by remembering the Lord, very quickly He will come and manifest Himself in the heart. So, like that, we should try our best to take away distraction. Let me like give a practical example. When you wake up, you see, because Brahma Murta time is there, up until sunrise, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, don't touch the phone. Touch the phone, whatever. Don't open anything related to social media. Don't do that. You will see a big difference. Because in that early morning period, time of Sattvagun, of course, Brahma Murta is highest Sattvagun. In the time, let's say you open social media, then you start seeing politics, or Trump is saying this, Kamala Harris is saying this, BJP is saying this. Your mind, you will see throughout the day, your mind will not be concentrated on the Lord. But if you just force yourself, put the austerity, I must stop all distractions. Just focus. This time, whatever happens, this morning time, until 11 to 12, whatever, I'm going to finish my rounds. I'm going to read. I'm going to hear proper lecture. Of course, in temple, we are doing service. So, keep the consciousness like that. And you see, throughout the rest of the day, you will be very strongly situated. In fact, you know what will happen? You will have the determination. Sometimes the mind will say, relax for a while, go and scroll TikTok, scroll Instagram. Your mind will, if you do this, right, if you plant the seed in the morning, the remaining of the day, you will be motivated not to even open the app. Even if you open, you will quickly get out. So we have to always monitor how the mind is always seeking this attachment, sense gratification, sense pleasure. So this is what you do. Make your mind strong. In the morning, you somehow or other force yourself to engage like that. Then you can come to the platform like Parikshit Maharaj. See this verse. Parikshit Maharaj, you see, when he detached from the kingdom, Atma, Jaya, Sutagara, Pasu, Dravina, Bandhusu, Rajye, Chavikale, Nityam, Virudham, Mamatam Jahu. So when Parikshit Maharaj heard that he was going to die, right, immediately he detached himself, went to the Ganga, the banks of Ganga, and he seek shelter of the sadhus. So these things we are all attached to. What is this? Atma, the body. Jaya, the wife. Suta is the son. Agara, palace. Pasu, horses and elephants. So of course now we don't have horses and elephants. We have BMW. We have Audi. Right. Dravina, your treasury house. Bandhusu, your friends. And Rajye, your kingdom. So he had a big kingdom. We have a smaller kingdom. So these 8 things are there. Right. So Maharaj Parikshit, as a result of wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna, was able to give up all deep-rooted affection for his personal body, Atma, his wife Jaya, children Suta, palace, his animals Pasu, elephants, treasury, and his friends and relatives, and his undisputed kingdom. This is only possible. Such kind of renunciation, detachment, is only possible when we have attachment to Krishna. If attachment for Krishna does not come, then we come like Saubari Muni. Give up everything, go to forest, meditate, fall down. Right? So that attachment can come only with the constant hearing of the Harikatha. So you see here. You see this verse. The person who desires pure devotional service to Lord Krishna should hear the narration of Lord Uttama's Sloka. So Uttama's Sloka means Shloka, prayers. Uttama means one who's praised with the highest prayers. Right? Like in the Jagannath Ashtaka, Rato Ruto Kachan Patimilita Bhudheva Patale Stutir Pradhur Bhavam Pratipadam Upakarneya Sadaya. When Jagannath is coming in the chariot, Rato Ruto Kachan, going forward, Pratimilita Bhudeva Patale. No? Stutir Pradhur Bhavam. He is praised with various stutis. Pratipadam Upakarneya Sadaya. And by hearing that, Upakarneya, when the Lord hear that, Sadaya, he gives mercy to all the devotees. Just by hearing the prayers offered by all the devotees, Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatame, the Lord is bestowing his mercy. So if you are going to, if you're interested in going back to Godhead, you desire pure devotional service, which is the goal of our life, then you should keep hearing about the Lord. And not only hearing, Uttama Sloka means glorifying him, as what I've explained earlier, how we explain the Lord. How we chant, we memorize various stutis and we offer to the Lord. Right? Then the glorious qualities and the constant chanting, which destroys everything inauspicious. So by this chanting of these glorious lila, pastimes, activities, all the inauspicious things, the abhadra becomes destroyed. Shrinvata Shakada Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanam Vidunoti Habhadrani. All the inauspicious thing. What is it? Hriday Dantasto Abhadrani. All the thing in the heart, Abhadrani, all gets Suhit Satam. All get destroyed by hearing only. Then the devotee should engage in such listening in regular assemblies. So, see, and should also continue his hearing throughout the day. So every time we should be hearing. We should come and assemble, like now what we are doing, assembling all devotees, and continue hearing throughout the day. By continuously engaging in this way, one can easily come out of this entanglement. Family life. You may be in the family life, but you will be able to help your family. Like yesterday, I was watching the Prabhupada memories. So this is something you can do also while you are eating. Instead of scrolling and watching some news, something, there is something called Following Srila Prabhupada series. Watch that. You can see all the pastimes, the Leela. So there was one of the pastime happened in Australia, right? Now I'm in the part of Australia. So there was this devotee who was from Fiji. He was a very big businessman. That time Fiji had no temple. So his business was based in Australia. So Fiji, Jai Shri Shri Radha. So Fiji is quite near to Australia actually. In fact, Nima Nitai, when he was in Australia, when the visa was ending, he traveled to Fiji and came back. So this person was a very big businessman. All those commodities, rice, sugar, big businessman. So he was seeing the devotees, all these white devotees, they came. They were going office to office collecting donations. So they came to his office. They asked for some donation for the temple festival and all this. And he was thinking, who these white guys suddenly wearing tilak? He never saw before. Then he asked his friend, who are these guys? Suddenly they're wearing dhoti. What is going on? They're wearing like us, Indians. We are not wearing like that also. He said, these guys are drug addicts. They're just taking up Hare Krishna, and then taking drugs at night. So this is what the devotees 500 years ago, even in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu time, the people were thinking like that. Because for 1 year, the Sankirtan was not propagated. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was inside in Shiva's Angan, Shiva's Thakur house, and privately they were having kirtan with only confidential devotees. Outsiders used to come and see what's happening, why they're not letting us in. Then they hear these people. Then they were so like sour grapes, They cannot go in. They say, these people inside just so hungry and they're crying. I need food, and they're just crying, hurry, hurry, hurry. And they started to throw some rice inside also. Say, you're hungry, take it. So they were not happy with the devotees. So the same thing, these people thinking, these people wearing dress like that only, but all taking drugs, drug addicts. So then, but this person was intelligent. He said, okay, let me see what they're doing. So even though he was so rich, right, he went and stayed in the temple. Stayed in the temple, lie on the ground. He wanted to see what they're doing. And he saw they woke up 3 o'clock, cold shower in Australia. Even winter time, they'll take cold shower at the time. So he was seeing all the devotees, Mangalarati and all service they're doing. And I was very impressed. He said, oh, this is bona fide, pakka. He started to chant also. He started to become a devotee. So just by associating and hearing, then after that, Prabhupada came. And unfortunately, when Prabhupada came, he was already in Fiji. Then he told his wife that you go and see Prabhupada and you ask them, because Prabhupada from Australia was going to go to America, so the plane must stop in Fiji. So you ask them which day the flight will come to Fiji. Right? So then that happened. Wife found out the flight details. Prabhupada landed in Fiji just for 2 hours. Then you know how many people came to see him? He organized 2,000 people to see him in the airport. And Prabhupada spoke to him, and he said, when Prabhupada touched him, he bowed down. Prabhupada touched, he said, he felt that all his punya, all his papa has gone, all his sinful, he felt so much different. Right? Then, why am I telling this story? Because it's connected to family life. Then, Prabhupada told him one line. Is there a Radha Krishna temple here? He said, no. Why don't you do it? He said, okay, I will. And then he started his mission because Prabhupada has given order. He started going out. He's very rich, but same time he went fundraising, collected so much money from everyone. Went, with his wife, going door to door, everything, he was doing. Collected money, bought the land. I think that time it was worth $300,000 US dollars. Now I don't know how much with inflation. Millions of dollars. So bought the land, built the temple. And they call the temple Krishna Kaliya. Why Kaliya? Because they have a belief that Kaliya serpent went to Fiji. Yeah. So they say there's a lake in that place in Fiji. There's Kaliya staying there. Nobody can go there. Nobody goes there also. It's very nobody dares to go there. So in fact, one devotee, he tried his luck to go there at that time. He said, no, I will go. He paid a tour guide to go there. And the tour guide said, I cannot bring you there. He said, no, I'll pay you how much? Take it. Go there. When he was going on the way there, heavy thunderstorm, hurricane, typhoon like that. The guy ran away. So no, I'm not going. He ran away. Took the money, he ran away. The devotee, he tried, but he said, okay, never mind, better I don't risk my life. So because of that belief, that place was called Krishna Kaliya. So now the point why I'm trying to make is his family members and all, they were also, because of his, so see, we're talking about Grihamati Grihastha, right? He's a Grihastha. I became a nice Grihastha devotee. Wife also became a nice devotee. His family, they are all super rich. Unfortunately, one of their business is dealing with beef. Not beef, I mean meat. So they had many businesses, right? One of them is meat. And then the devotees were thinking how they were going to go and fire him and ask him to stop it. But luckily they consulted Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, this is sensitive because his entire family is involved in this. And you tell him to come out of it, it will be big trouble now. You give it some time. The more hearing, the more he becomes more stronger in devotional service, automatically he will come out of it. Prabhupada gave him some time. And that happened. Eventually, he convinced all his family, they became devotees. All of them gave up the meat business completely. And then he got initiated. After, it took a few years. He got initiated, his brother got initiated. Like that, they established. So you see how one person in the family becoming serious in Krishna consciousness, and eventually the entire family got very much transformed, very favorable, engaging. Of course, there are also many cases where families, they are not. In some cases, you have to renounce from that. You cannot stay in that environment. But in these kind of cases, how the Lord is so, by the mercy of, only possible with the mercy of Krishna and Prabhupada. Without the mercy of the spiritual master, we cannot stop our entanglement. We automatically will go in this way only. Right? This is what happening, Did anything, looking at our parampara, anybody did stop this? Go to school. Right? Grow up, play, go to school, get a degree, get married, have children, ask them to go to school again. Ask them when this ended. It's going on and on and on. But it can be only stopped. Bahunam Janmanam, sorry, Brahmanda Brahmide Kona Bhagyavan. Guru Krishna Kripa by Bhakti Lata Beach. Only with the Guru Kripa, by association of Vaishnavas and the Kripa of Guru, we can come out of this entanglement of this family life and sex life and the miseries that we face with this kind of attachment and identification. So, anything else? Long this. Anyway, so now I want to just conclude with a short story regarding this topic, regarding this family life, and how, see, when we see all these things, we should always see the opposite also. We should try to analyze the lives of pure devotees and see how they were engaging, Yeah. So how they are engaging in the service of Krishna and how they are detaching. So if you look at the story of there's a pure devotee in Orissa called Dasya Bauri. Anybody heard of it? Because Shambhar Prabhu knows. Dasya Bauri, very nice, very pure devotee. He used to, Bauri means he's coming from a lower caste, low class place, family. But he was a pure devotee of the Lord. So one day what happened, and from young time he was attached to Jagannath. So what happened one day, he was so attached to the Lord and all, and they don't, such devotees, they don't even care about maintaining their body. They just they let the Lord protect them. In near Sri Rangam, there's a temple. There's a devotee called, I forgot his name, very difficult name. One day what happened, he saw two dogs fighting. These dogs are barking and fighting. And then after that, one dog bite another dog. Then the master of each of the dog came and started fighting each other. Two of the dogs' master came and they are beating each other. So how do your dog bite my dog? And then they are protecting their dogs like that. So you know what his conclusion? His conclusion was, if the master of the dog is giving so much effort to protect the dog, then I am the dog of the Lord, no? Wouldn't he protect me? So from today onwards, I don't care about my protection. It is all in the hands of Sri Ranganath. Right? Just by observing, you see how the devotee, what he sees and how he connects it to the Lord. We are different. When we see something, we connect it to sense enjoyment, sex life. But devotee sees everything in relation to Krishna. So by seeing the dog fighting already, he came out with that. So he said, no, today onwards, no more protection of myself. I'm not taking any effort. Krishna will protect. Similarly, Dasya Bauri was such a devotee. Food is there, not even bothered. So one day what happened, wife was telling, 4 days there's no food. So hungry, how you are not providing like that? Then he said, 4 days no food, but I'm eating for 4 days. What do you mean there's no food? She said, I sacrificed my meal for you. Then he was so impressed by his wife, and he was like, oh, you sacrificed a meal for me. How you're taking care so nicely, and I'm not doing anything. I don't deserve like this wife. Better you marry someone better. So you should never say that. Of course, he said that. I mean, those days fine. This time you say like that, they will get angry, more angry. So she said that your Lord is Jagannath, but I don't know Jagannath much, but I know you are my Lord, and how I can forsake you? How you can ask me to go someone better? So she was so chaste wife, attached to the Lord feet of the husband. See? So the husband, being a very good devotee, he said, okay, fine, now I'll go out and see what to do. So he went out, he saw this man having all the rice. He's a tailor, he makes dresses. So he took the dress, he said, my dear sir, I will give you some dress. Please help me, I need some rice for my family and all. And actually, before even he said he wanted rice, he said, no, but I'll give you this dress. Somehow or other, you give me some money. I want to go to Jagannath Puri Radha Yatra. I want to see Radha Yatra. So again, his focus is not much on the food also. Say, I want to see Radha Yatra. I'll give you my dress. You give me. So the tailor was the person, the businessman, very good person. He said, no problem. I'll give you so much rice. Take it. Same time, I will follow you to Jagannath Puri. It was very dangerous to go on the way. I'll take care of you. I'll take care of all expenses. So how the Lord arranged a rich person to help him. So he came and told his wife, see, the Lord will protect. He has given us so much of food now. And he also gave me a free ticket to Jagannath Puri. So like that, he was going in the journey to Puri. And then, see, the thing is that on the journey, he met many devotees. And what the devotees do, sadhu sangha, they're always hearing, right? Hearing the pastimes of the Lord. Machita madgada prana bodhayantas parasparam katayantas tamam nityam tushyantita ramantita. The devotees are very satisfied by discussing pastimes of the Lord. So on the journey, so much of discussion of the Lord, and his attraction for Krishna, Jagannath became even greater. Just by hearing. Finally, on the way also, he met his guru. He got initiated officially now. His name became Subala dāsa. And he was so fortunate, he was so happy to see the Lord in the chariot procession. Daya Sindhu Bandhu Sakala Jagatam Sindhu Sutaya Jagannatha Swami Dayana Patagwami Pavatam. He was saying Daya means mercy. Sindhu Bandhu, he is the friend of all the fallen souls. We are all fallen in this ocean, Sindhu, right, of material existence. And he's uplifting us. Sakala Jagatam Sindhu Sutaya. Who is Sindhu Sutaya? Sindhu Sutaya? Lakshmi. Lakshmi Devi is coming from the daughter of the ocean, churning of the milk ocean, she came out, right? So like that he was making, and he was praying to the Lord so intensively, so attached, so much greater attachment. Even though he was a good devotee, but how much the devotion amplified with association of sadhus. So very important, association of sadhus, serving the pure devotees, serving the Guru. Like that he went there, came back, and then continued his family life. He never bothered to ask Jagannath, please help me, I'm suffering, give me wealth, nothing. Just whatever you give, don't give. Yeah, I'm just going to be devoted to you. So there's three things that very important things that happened in his life. One of the things is one day the wife made some rice. So they serve the rice in the clay pot. So the rice there, in the middle of the rice, the saag, black color, black spinach. So the clay pot is red color, right? The rice is white color. The middle is black color. So you see the eyes of Jagannath. Immediately he saw that he got ecstasy, thinking, oh, my Lord Jagannath has appeared in front of me, and he became crazy. All ecstasy was flowing. So the Preman Jana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, the devotee with pure love, because of pure love, he sees the Lord everywhere. The Lord is never missing from him. That is why the Vrajavasis, even though Krishna has gone to Dwaraka, they were still alive. Why they were still alive? Because they are not seeing Krishna. They are always seeing Krishna. They are always remembering Krishna, always chanting Krishna's name. Right? In Ramayana also, Lakshmana is saying, Nacha Sita Tvaya Hina, Nacha Aham Api Raghava, Muhurtam api jivaho jalan matsya iva udrita. What it means? Nacha Sita toya hina. Neither Sita, nacha aham api Raghava. Neither me or Sita can live without you, O Raghava. Murtam api jivaho. Even for one murtam, we will not survive if you separate from us. Jalan matsya iva udrita. Just like how the fish will not survive out of water. So why Lakshmana is saying that? Because there's one part when they already went out to the forest. In one of the chapter, Rama is telling to Lakshmana, you go back to Ayodhya, because he heard of the news of his father who's going to pass away very soon, very ill health. He said, you better go back, because if my father is not there, Kaikeyi will do even more mischief. So you must protect my mother Kausalya and Sumitra. Then Lakshmana said, no, I cannot go. Neither me nor Sita can survive. Right? So like that, because of Premanjana Charita, the devotee sees the Lord everywhere. So by seeing the plate, right, he was so much ecstasy. Then all the villagers came and see what happened to him, so crazy. Then the wife said, I gave him the plate like that. So then they saw the plate, oh, he's thinking he's Jagannath. So better don't give him like that next time. Then they understood this guy is very special devotee. But he was going crazy, Jagannath. So then after that, what happened one day, he had like that his days was going on very intensively. He was always worshipping the Lord. Then one day in the night time, I think, the Lord gave his darshan. The Lord came and saw him. He was so fortunate to see the Lord face to face. And then he told the Lord said, what do you want? He said, I don't want anything. Nave yache rajam nachakanakamanikkya vibhavam nayache ham ramyam sakala janakamyam varavadu. Say, I don't want anything. Nave yache rajam. I don't want this rajya. Nayache ham ramyam. I don't want beautiful woman, wife. And just like how our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is praying, right? Nadanam, najanam, nasundari. Then I don't want all this jewelry, gold. So I don't want all these things. Nave yache rajam nachakanakamanikkya. Nayache ham ramyam, sakala jana kamyam varavadu. All these people are desiring after this sakala jana kamyam, this sense gratification, beautiful wife, sex life, family entanglement. Everybody is praying for this. I don't want this. So like that he prayed. Nachakanaka means I don't want this gold also, gold jewelry, all that rubies. Sada kale kale pramata patina gita charita. Sada kale kale means just like how the Pramata Patina, who is Pramata Patina? Pramata is all the ghosts and hobgoblins. Who is the Lord of these Pramatas? Lord Shiva. So just like how Lord Shiva is singing, Sada Kale Kale Pramata Patina Gita Charito. Let me sing your divine name, Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhagavatami. Like that he was praying to Jagannath. And he asked only one request. He said, when I want to see you, please let me take darshan of you anytime. If I want to have a darshan, show me your darshan anytime. So Jagannath said, yes, if you come to, I'll show you a darshan anytime. And if you come to Puri, if you see the Neela Chakra, I will appear there. I will appear for you darshan. And if you come there and you offer anything to me, I will take from there. Because sometimes the low caste people, they're not allowed in the temple. Right? So then after that, one day he was going, he saw this coconut seller. And then the coconut seller, he told the coconut seller, because he was doing some tailor business, very small income only he has. So he had some cloth. He said, I'll give you this cloth. At whatever price, you please give me this coconut. I want to offer to Jagannath. Then even though the coconut seller understand this person is poor. But he said, no, give me all your cloth. I will take it. Since you say at any price, give me all. So he had no money after that. But he took the coconut, gave it to one Brahmana. He told the Brahmana, you go to the Puri, go to Garuda Stamba. From there, you offer to the Lord the coconut. The Lord will take the coconut. He said, Dasya Bhavari is offering. Then he said, no. The Brahmana was laughing at him. You are joking how the Lord will come and take from my hand. He said, no, you do it, you try and see. So Brahmana, when he offered, the Lord immediately, hands stretched from the altar, took from Garuda Stamba, he was seeing the Lord. Then he was amazed by the Then all the news spread how great a devotee this person is. Very great devotee. Then second incident happened, he went and bought some mangoes, and this time he personally went to Puri. And then when he go to Puri, he wanted to offer the mangoes. All the pandas were stopping him, saying, "Don't go inside. You cannot go. We will offer for you. Give. They are fighting each other. You give the mango to us, we will offer. You cannot offer directly. You need me, And he said, no, I can offer myself. So this time from outside the temple, he looked at the Nila Chakra and he offered the mango. And the Lord's hand came, I think 40 mangoes, all started to disappear. Everybody was seeing. Then they saw, what is this? How come it's disappearing? They ran into the altar, the pandas, they saw all the peels everywhere. They said, oh, this is definitely a pure devotee of the Lord. So you see, the pandas, they may be very violent or angry, but if they see a pure devotee, even from lower caste, they will glorify that person. How now even Salabega, born of the Muslim family, but they are singing his song, right? Every day in the temple. So they acknowledge that if the Lord accepts, they also accept. So why am I telling this story now? Because we can see the Dasya Bori, even though in family life, not entangled. How he was so much attached to the Lord. His wife was attached to the Lord also. The wife attached to him. All of them are pure devotees. So from this stories, from this life of pure devotee, we can draw some inspiration. Now we can also practice our Krishna consciousness. In fact, when Jagannath came in front of him, he also said a prayer. I have nothing to ask for. Even the great demigods, Rama, Shambhu, Brahma, Marapati, Ganesha, Aristapado, they are also sitting on your lotus feet and praying. Similarly, I also want to pray to your lotus feet and not forget you at all times. So always the prayer was, let me not forget you. Let me always remember you. Let me always associate with your pure devotees. In fact, in the last prayer, it says, Haratvam samsara drutataram asaram surapate. Haratvam papanam vitatim aparam yadavapate. See, my Lord, the prayer is like that. Shankaracharya is saying, my Lord, you please, this ocean, we go from here, now Singapore, we go all the way, we will reach a certain shore, right? You go all the way down, you will reach Indonesia. You go somewhere, this side, you will somehow come to some island. Somewhere the shore is there. But he says, Haratvam samsara drutataram asaram surabate. There is a shoreless ocean of sins I have accumulated. There is no shore. I cannot even see this. Where's the end of this ocean of sin? Haratvam papanam vidatim aparam yadavapate. Oh Yadavapate, so much of sins I've committed. You please take this away. Hari. That's why when you say Hari iti pap, Hari harati papani. Hari takes away all the sin when we chant his name. Aho dine nate nihita charam nishchitamidam. Let me always, what is the meaning? Glorify. Daily always let me glorify. You are the friend of the distress. Nihita charanam. Let me take shelter of lotus feet. Exclusive shelter. Nishchitamidam. So like that we have to pray. Jagannatha Swami Nayana Padagami Bhavat. So we should take shelter of the Lord through all these verses, these prayers, through the association of sadhus. Then only we can come out of this material entanglement, attachment. So we will stop here. Any questions or comments? So there's no questions. So we'll stop here then. Jai Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki.